Yeah, unfortunate. Suraj, can you just fill us in on what's been happening? Codemasters build a decent game, please.
No, and
I,
as we speak is another safety car. And
yeah, so
I'm guessing, I did not catch what happened, but I'm guessing it's one of the Alpines. I think it's Viper Speed, who uh, doesn't look like. I mean, give me a good camera angle. What's happening over there?
oh, and this gives the leaders the perfect opportunity to pit. Um, so everyone who pit earlier now is gonna feel a bit hard done by this one because they're gonna pit and they're gonna come out still relatively ahead of those guys. Um,
So yeah, everybody is pitting except for Sid Venkatesh. Captain Sindhu goes in, Hershey goes in, Smith goes in. All our leaders goes in. Malav does not,
and
obviously, he does not need to.
that does allow Abhishek and Sid to go up to P1 and P2, but of course, will that can they defend now? Especially Sid,
I
because he
think
is
it
on
should be
12.
7 laps of
He's on
safe.
12 lap old intermediates. Can he really defend from people who are on much pressure tires? And now,
Yeah.
Abhishek, how hard is he going to make this for Captain Sandhu?
Yeah, I think it's not easy to overtake over here.
Yeah, and he's going to make it very, very tough. And I think Captain Sandhu
I think
would have
Abhishek needs
wanted.
to make a move on Sid Venkatesh as
Yeah,
soon as possible for him to get the sizable gap to Captain Sandhu and Hershey, who are charging like anything right now.
yeah. And now and you got a feel for Smith Shah here because he was right up with them before the safety car came out. Now he's got three
Just
cars
few
in
seconds, I
between.
mean, just a second that he was away from Hershey,
And
and
now he's
that led him
three
to.
cars between him and Hershey now.
Yeah.
And those three cars are on relatively fresh sets of intermediates as well.
Yeah, it reminds me of what Caesar did in Suzuka Season 1, where safety car came out, he shouldn't have gone to pits, he went and he
Yeah,
was a
because
P2, P3 and he came back in P7, P8 right behind.
you should fill the viewers in on that because that is like what nearly 2 years ago now, and like I
That was
think
his
like
first
3 or 4
Season 1.
people from here who are here were in the, even I wasn't part of the league back then, so
Yeah,
you
you
should
were
just
not found, you
fill
were not
people
sourced.
in. Yeah, you should
So,
fill people in on this while the safety car is going because it will be going on for. And what happened to Ace?
he retired, I mean, he would have
Did
crashed.
not
I
under
don't,
the safety car, guys. Not under the
no,
safety car. Oh no, he has, hasn't he? Yes. Look at that from my
look at
first
the car.
How
That
do you
looks
crash
worse
there?
than Mick Schumacher's crash.
But how do you crash there? He's crashed in like the middle of the straight.
I think he would have lost traction in auto school, and
Yeah, but
maybe
Japan is the only place where you get this cool 360-degree camera angle from the top of the mounted halo, which is. I honestly don't know why Cody just doesn't let you pick your own camera angles when you're a spectator, so that you can just switch to those if you
that
want
would be
custom camera
wonderful.
settings.
I don't think they consider
I
spectating
think
and
it would like
broadcasting
break the
serious
game.
enough.
I don't think that. I think that would genuinely break the game because right now I can't even go 10 minutes. And again, Cody's. I'm not asking you to do this while I'm driving. But why does the game crash when I'm spectating? And only spectating as well. I don't like. Yeah.
Yeah, and as because of that, Ace has left. So I think Ace is the first DNF,
Yeah.
which is quite better than what I was expecting
Yeah, I was
in this
definitely
condition in
expecting some
Suzuka.
more.
So,
And we are above half race distance now. So if a
and it
lobby glitch
is
were to
what
happen, we would be
I'm guessing
handing out half points at
9
this
laps
rate.
already, or
Yeah.
8 laps
Yeah,
under safety car.
Yeah. So I think that Abhishek and Sid Venkatesh at the beginning of the stint will be able to pull out a bit more on these guys with fresh inters because they're going to take I think a lap at least to fire the tire up, whereas Sid Venkatesh and Abhishek's tires are basically already fired up. In the case of Sid Venkatesh, is fired up by quite a lot. Um,
Yeah, look at Viper Speed and Thakur who are working in tandem. 3 stops already. Not sure why would they need 3 stops.
I think there's a
And
split every time a safety cars come out, in all honesty.
are
And
they
I
trying to
think,
do a mega zoom?
in all honesty, I think they have been the reason for all three safety cars coming out as well. So it's or it's like it's entrepreneurship, isn't it? They're just promoting themselves. Uh,
The safety car
and the
makers,
safety
and
car
as we
is
talk about safety
in.
car, it is instant now. Let's look at Captain Sandhu,
I'm
who
watching
would
Abhishek's
want to.
POV here just to see where Sid Venkatesh will launch this thing from. He's going very slowly, so
He will take to the line, I'm guessing, but not too
it
deep.
is
But
one of the easier tracks I'd say to actually keep your lead if you're the leader because that first
oh,
corner is
Captain
so narrow
Sandhu
and
has
he
a
goes
good
and Captain
track.
Sandhu's gotten
He
a
does. Now he
brilliant
can make a
restart.
move.
And this is not going how Abhishek's planned. He definitely planned to keep the captain behind for a few laps, but he has to cede position. Captain Sandhu goes wide though, and Abhishek he's gonna have to look down the inside. No, he cannot. And yeah. That is not gone how Abhishek would have wanted. Really, he would not have wanted to lose that position to Captain Sun this quickly. Because he really needed to hold him up for his to have the best chance for his title prospects.
Yeah, and that was a smart start, I would say, from Captain Sandhu. Right from the penultimate corner, he
Yeah, I
put
think he
on
saw
a
that Abhishek
battery.
was getting really desperate to get that launch on Sid because remember Abhishek probably also did need to overtake Sid Venkatesh in order to make sure that he could build a gap and then defend later on.
Yeah, but then that gets me to the thought that is it allowed to go side by side during a safety car restart?
It
Because
is
he
not
was
allowed to
side by
go. It is
side,
not allowed to go. You're not allowed to
and
do it for a prolonged period of time, and you're not allowed to overtake people before the start of the safety car line
see
because that came
Abhishek's
up
coming
in.
back on Captain Sandhu on the spoon. Too close to comfort, and but then too close
And
is
Spandan
also
does get
Hershey.
that 3 seconds penalty that you were talking about, Suraj, early
Yeah,
on.
Look at Hershey
But look,
on Abhishek's.
Abhishek goes down the.
Side by side,
I goes
almost
out there
130 R.
outside
Is it?
130.
Oh no!
No,
Something
no,
had
no,
to
no, no.
happen.
Oh my god,
Something had to
that
happen.
is a fatality right there. And that is of course going to be a safety car. There are three, I'd say, Suraj, I'd say there are three corpses at the exit of 130R.
No, another safety car. It's becoming a safety car race. But what are you guys doing? That
I think Abhishek knew that he had to defend it, didn't he? Because he could not afford to lose more
and
positions
that
to Captain
caused
Sandhu.
GRL Mosquito to.
Yeah, and I feel so bad for Mosquito because there's nothing he could have done there. He can't account for a car that's losing its rear at 130R because he was already at the entry point when that collision happened between Abhishek and Harshi. So there's no way he could have avoided that because if he tries to avoid it, it's raining. So his rears will skid out and then he'll spin and DNF anyway. So like there's nothing he can do in that scenario, in my opinion. I don't know what you think about that, but that's.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. But why would Ref King make a pit stop now? He was going so well.
I
Did he
think,
had
yeah, I don't know why you make surely now the intermediates can go all the way till the end. Because there have been so many safety cars. How many laps would Sri Venkatesh have even raced of these 15 that he's done on the star? I'd say not more than 7.
yeah, and I think I think it's Sid Malav who for sure can aim for podium right now. Along with one of the likes of Captain Sandhu and Abhishek because for sure Captain Sandhu and Abhishek are going all guns
But
blazing. They were too
but
close.
remember Hershey, he doesn't look to have any structural damage. He just had a flick spin. So he's 7th. That's not that far away.
That's not
So
far away indeed. But to go up ahead, he has to overtake the likes of Smith Shah, Malav, and Abhishek. So
I think
that's
Smith
not an
Shah
easy
will be
challenge.
imploring Malav to either speed up or get out of the way right now. Because we know Smith Shah has good pace. He was sticking with the leaders earlier. Now,
Yeah,
one of those leaders it was Hershey and he's behind him now. So he senses that he can get this position. And we don't know whether Abhishek and Sid Venkatesh's stars will fall off. Because there have been a lot of safety cars, but it is still 27 laps. they're still driving around the track, so that is going to contribute to tire wear still. I just feel that it's going to be really close with, in terms of whether these tires will fall off at the end for Sid and Abhishek or not. Um, and at this point they could finish on the podium, both of them, or they could not even get points. Is that sort of a race? Because the grid always gets bunched up because of safety cars. So if your tires fall off and there's no safety cars after that, you are in a lot of trouble because you're gonna get overtaken very, very easily. By everyone's on fresh tires now, but them. The oldest tire set, that's not them, is Malav's 8-lap old intermediates, and he's barely raced a lap or two on that, maybe. So, yeah, and
Yep.
Jishnu's 4 safety car prediction is complete even before we hit lap 20. So, congratulations, Jishnu. You are already a more legitimate server member than Malav, I would say.
So how many safety cars can come out in a 50% race?
I have seen, this was on the last game, 6 come out in the race before.
6 safety cars can come, which is like 18
No,
laps.
that is what I've seen. There were no safety
Which
cars
race
in that
was
race
it?
for the
Like
last
18 laps
5
of
laps.
safety car?
It was an Australia race in another league.
Oh yeah, yes I remember.
Where there was no DRS until lap 23 or something like that. So at the rate, because Suraj, we are not going more than a lap without the safety car. It could match that 6 second, it could even break it at this point. Because remember, there's a 1 sector cooldown on the safety car, everyone, as it comes in this lap. So
safety car comes in 2 laps time.
yeah, now
Yeah.
he's shortened it. Bernd Melander cannot be asked anymore. He does not care about the well-being of the drivers as they come
But now
through.
will Abhishek's time to
Now roles
make
are
the
reversed, aren't
Stevens.
they?
No,
Roles
it
are
does
reversed,
not.
and no, because Sid Venkatesh blast early this time.
And
He
Captain
doesn't even
Sandhu.
have the chance to, and no one has the chance to. He did it in such a way as we see this cool 360-degree halo cam right there, as Captain Sandhu very, very close. You can already see the grip difference somewhat.
And Smith on
And Smith on
Shivala.
Malav, yeah,
What
that definitely
move,
looked a bit of a.
what a move, Smith. On
Oh,
the
but
spoon,
Malav trying
Malav
to
is
keep
not
it on
giving
the
up.
ins, good on the outside to Srikantas, but can he keep the grip? How did he pull that one off? That's a brilliant overtake from Srikant. As someone spun, is it Viper speed? Yes, it is. Yeah.
So he's not having a good race. Viper speed, finding the conditions a bit more tricky than he would expect.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tricky track, so definitely not recommended for the first playthrough.
I think one of the technical track, I think the most technical track I would say
after
in
Monaco,
the calendar.
After
Monaco, I
yes.
don't consider track. It is a different thing altogether.
Yeah, Monaco is and look, Smitshaw is now close to this guy, Abhishek, and I think Malav will want to clear Srikant. Because Srikant is now already a second behind, and I don't think he has the pace to run with the leaders.
Captain
What's happened
Sandhu?
to Abhi? What's happened to Abhi?
Captain Sandhu on Sid V, very close on 130R. He would want to make him.
Oh, he was going on the outside of 130R. That same defensive line shown by Abhishek, but Smitshaw does not care. He just plants his foot to the floor. That is Fernando Alonso at his peak on Michael Schumacher right now. Yeah, but
Abhishek is too close.
But look, he's not. There's no DRS now, Suraj. So there's no way for him to close up. If both of them burn the DRS, which they will, of course, then you can't really do anything, and that's the same frustration I believe Captain Sandhu is coming across right now, because he cannot do anything to.
But Captain Sandhu just has to stay patient. The tires will come back to him.
How long can he afford to stay patient as Rev King has spun? No.
No. Rev King.
How long can he afford to stay patient? Because look, Smithshaw's already pretty much caught up to him. Just through one sector. Ooh, and Sandhu there, he stepped on that curve right there at a bit of a moment. Coming off of the launch of that curve. Now, it's settled into a bit of a quiet grid. Malav misses his braking point a bit, and Hershey's his teammates behind him. So Will he use will he use Hershey as a way to springboard him to positions higher up the field? Uh, we should wait and watch. But look, off of the Captain Unleashed is side by side with Sri Venkatesh. At 130
Oh, he
RN, he has a
makes
bit
a
of movement
movement.
there. Yeah.
Yeah,
And now that's going to allow Smith Shah to be close to him because remember, he's got
very
no
close. Yeah.
momentum heading down the straight now. As Smith Shah has 4.44 laps of fuel, so he's definitely blessed. And remember, these cars are going to be really heavy now, Suraj, because there have
Yeah,
been so many safety cars. It's going to be even tougher to overtake because you don't even get the advantage of a lighter fuel load. And look, he's still
Captain
not
Sandhu's
close
too
enough to.
close.
He's still not close enough though. It's just not gonna happen.
Oh, he
Sid
lifts
knows
off a
that.
bit. Lifts off a bit, Captain Sandhu.
And Sid knows that. And remember, his ERS is not gonna wear at the same rate that it does in the dry condition because they're braking more in the wets. So
And just a heads up, Sid is not using his ERS at all. So
yeah,
that's
he
he is
doesn't
skipping
really.
something.
He doesn't really need to, does he? Because Sandhu has not been close enough. I think you need to be within a tenth and a half of somebody as Malav lets his teammate by. Hopefully, no, they're going side by side at Tegner 1. Oh my god, Malav, what are you doing? Oh, SSN
Oh,
uses
look at
that.
Hershey,
What
SSN
a
Malav.
brilliant teammate right there. Makes his teammate lose the position.
Oh no!
Oh, no, no, that was a lag
Was it a
spike, I think.
glitch?
That was a lag spike. But what a
Was it a
brilliant
lag?
teamwork
Oh
there from
no!
Aston.
Ramen on Hershey.
Oh no, Hershey's
Looks
lost.
like
He's gone
Ramen.
all the way down to P10 now. So what brilliant teamwork right there from Aston Martin boys. That is why you can beat me to be your teammate. You think your race is going bad, he will make it horrible. Right there. Case in point.
But that looked really bad on Hershey. I
Oh,
think
Ref King's
Ref
crashed and
King.
he said no.
Safety car
Get
again.
it back.
It is a safety car again. No, no.
That's five,
Ah.
ladies and gentlemen. That is five. And Sid Venkatesh, he will secretly be so happy, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he will be
It
jumping out of his seat.
not only does it give him 3 extra laps, but it also allows him to boost his battery up to 100 every single time. And now remember, there's only gonna be like 4 laps of racing, so it's very
There is no
in all
safety
of that.
car.
By the way, Abhish has lost a position to Shrikant that we missed. Harshit pits and he gets a
Hershey
5 second.
goes to pit and
What
5 second.
a brilliant Malav Marcy right there. You can beat me 6-8-1-0. Absolutely ruined any hope of the constructor getting decent points. What a legend.
So look at the situation right now with respect to the championship, Vifix. Sid V, if he wins the race, is back in the contention.
Yeah,
And
he is
Abhishek's
back
not
in
having a good one. So yes, Captain Sandhu is P2.
Yeah, of course we have to theorize people because people can't bother to update the points table. I don't know why the points table isn't, and they don't even let me look at the stewards report so I can make the
Yeah.
calculation myself. So
Are you
that's-
mentioning to certain 1310?
Yes.
Then yeah, I think.
And look, these are the guy in P6 right now. The guy who ruined his teammate's race has access to all stewards channels. He's not even a steward
Yeah.
anymore, as he so proudly proclaimed. So
I mean,
this is a real public service announcement here, people. Do you really want this man who has cost his constructors
I
at
think
least 10
there is
points?
a
I think.
fundamental problem with PSN IDs ending with 10. So
Yes.
it's 10, number 10. The
Yeah.
PSN ID ending with number 10, which is a concern. So, but do you think a safety car, if it comes in next lap, 22nd lap, it will come in, which gives
That would
us
leave it
5 more laps.
Yeah, and at that point, I think Sid can easily go till the end. And Sandhu is more and more realizing that he is actually going to have to make this overtake. He can't just force Sid to drive really fast and have him burn out his
Yeah,
tires.
now that Smith is P3, he wasn't there to challenge now, but Smith, as smart as he is and as matured as he is, he would be eyeing a move very, very soon on captain because he would want a podium. He would even want a win for that matter.
Yeah, and ever since, and who knows what Smith Shah's championship fate would have been like had his wheel not lost force feedback in those 2 races, where he was in a podium spot. Considering that the leaders have made quite a few missteps, with the exception of Sandhu in the last few races, he probably would have been in the championship fight. I mean, he's still somehow inside the top 10 this season, even though he's had a wheel that has no force feedback. till last week. Last week was the first week with his new wheel.
Oh, is it?
So, yeah,
Yeah,
he
because I remember Smith on being on a controller, and he would have got a wheel than he would have got recently.
yeah he got that wheel after he won his league. He had the wheel before that, but um, he chose not to use it because he wanted to win the league, which I don't blame him for. Um, then he used it, and turns out that wheel was faulty and would randomly lose force feedback. So he was driving with that wheel at the start of the
Uh,
season. He's now bought
Without
a
force feedback,
T300.
wheel is nothing.
Yeah, he's now bought a T300, and he was still inside the top 10 of the championship with the wheel randomly losing force feedback as well. It just caused him to have those two DNFs. I think it was in Jeddah and the track before Jeddah, which was Silverstone, where he was in the podium positions in both the races, near enough. So he's lost a lot of points, but he's still in the top 10. So that just goes to show how that he
Good
can
is
be a
he.
championship
Yeah.
level. He can challenge for a title, uh, given now that he has all the right equipment again. So and who knows? Because we don't know what Sandhu and Sid Venkatesh and these guys will. He could. There are still 6 races. 6 races is a long time. Um,
It's a long time and it's a short time.
yeah.
Oh, it can go either way, man.
Yeah, I'd say anybody within 50 points of the leading car has a very good chance still of winning the league this season.
So yeah, so now safety cars should be in. So the dynamics look like Captain Sandhu would want to make a move on Sid. Smith would want to make a move on Captain Sandhu. Abhishek would want to make a move on Shrikant, and that is gonna be one hell of a restart. That
On my screen right there, we just had SSN drive into the barrier, but that was just a glitch right
yeah,
there.
he's a second off now.
That got me out of my seat right there. But safety car in this lap, of course. So now we watch again from Captain Sandhu's POV. This is Sid's third safety car restart, the fifth one of the session. And remember, one more can still come out.
How many more tactics will Sid have now? Because Captain Sandhu is right up his alley and he's making a move.
They go now. And Sandhu now, but they're all obviously going to be burning every single week of that. Sandhu's on the grass near enough. But he cannot do anything. Beautiful car positioning there from Sid. And I think Sid knows that he will not have to defend as hard on any other lap as he does on the lap that is directly at the safety car restart.
Yeah, and that allows Smith to be very close with Captain Sandhu right now. So
yeah, but they
all
can't
he has to
do
is just
anything
wait.
through the S section. And I think Captain Sandhu does realize that Sid is his championship rival, but he's not the immediate. The immediate one is Abhishek, who is still gaining points on. So he can't risk too much. Right now, he's been essentially given a golden ticket. He cannot squander it. His rival's struggling. These are the races where you need to make a lot of points up.
Yeah, and Captain Sandhu needs to be really mindful. He's running way too close with Sid. One late braking or one early braking by Sid.
Oh no, Abhi has the no, and, please no, please no, please no, please.
It's a virtual safety car. It's a virtual safety car. So yeah, as I was saying, Captain Sandhu is running too close to Sid Venkatesh.
Oh no, it is an action seat.
Oh, what are you doing?
Baby. That is 6 safety cars in the race. That ties the record.
Sid would be ecstatic right now.
Oh my god, this is just... I don't know what
with how safety car restarts going on, you think Sid would be more worried about a safety car restart than a normal race because he has a great chance on...
Because we've seen that you can't really do anything post the safety car restart. As long as you're not making any mistakes, you should be able to keep the position, no matter how slow it's going. Because remember, because there's so many corners here, it's really Sid who dictates the pace of the pack. He can basically back them up if he wants to. Because if it was a more open track like Silverstone, you can't do that because there's so many straights. You can get overtaken very easily if you don't have the pace. But here you can just slow it down in sector 1 if you're struggling. Just use all your battery in sector 2 and then slow it down again in sector 3.
Yeah, and I think safety cars should be in this lap.
Yeah, hopefully.
The cars will bunch up.
Yeah, but in all of this, who is your driver of the day aside from the brilliant team player that is Malav? I mean, that can't really beat that, can you? This is such a positive contribution. from
I
him.
mean, I will. My heart goes to Abhishek, and he did some mistake, but and
Safety car.
Oxidize was way down, and he has made some position. So, but I was hoping Hershey would make a gain, but again, Hershey had a bad second half of the race. So, with terms of battle, I think it is Captain Sandhu.
Oh,
But yeah,
meanwhile, there's
Abhishek's
some
Captain
artsy
Sandhu.
partsy going on at the back there. They just want to get this thing done with. But yeah, fourth safety car restart for Sid. Sixth one of the race. Yeah. I think it's if it doesn't come in this lap, then I think he's going to be even happier. He doesn't have to do anything. Really, just keep the car on the road, and he's.
Yeah, I think I was a little too early to ask how many safety cars can come in a 50% race, and the answer is this race. This race will give you an answer
Yes.
how many safety
And
cars can come out.
remember, if it doesn't come in this lap. If it comes in this lap, then if somebody crashes in sector 2 of this lap 25, it can still come out for one lap. So that will actually break the record, and it doesn't come in. So that's
Uh,
just saved Division 2 from making a new record right there. I mean, I think it is an IRL record. By the way, I I I don't think I've ever seen 6 safety cars in
yeah, I was
an
just
IRL
thinking
race.
about Baku where it was uh, it was a mayhem, and then there were safety cars coming out. Then
No,
again,
but that was
obviously,
5. I think that Baku race, I think that was 5 full safety cars and 2 virtual safety cars. So although there were 7 stoppages, the full safety car only came out 5 times. So
yeah.
only 5 times.
Yeah, but then
But
six
yeah,
safety cars is nothing against a safety car not coming in, which happened with us in Tier
yeah,
1 Silverstone. So
yeah.
nothing can beat that.
Yeah, but I mean, I think Division Two really missed the boat here in going for that record. They had, I think, what like 5 laps of uninterrupted racing at the start. Like you got to do better than that, guys. Got to bring it out. Lap 1, lap 4, lap 7, like to get the record. I
Jishnu says not to, hopefully not to safety car tomorrow. Well, it all depends on
yeah,
how
depends
Vifix
on
drives,
yes,
how rivals of Vifix drive, how does people ending with 1-0 drive, and
yes.
of course,
I mean, in all
F1's
honesty,
Jishnu's
he spins under the
shadows.
safety car, so he doesn't cause the safety cars anymore. He
And
just spins.
that happened on the restart of in Suzuka itself, where Caesar at the restart just spun himself out.
So Sid really just has to defend what twice now, or realistically once, because he just has to
Once
defend the safety car
it's the
restart.
safety car, and
And
that's it,
he
and
knows
then
that
he has.
Sandhu won't be taking as many races because it's still a lot of points gained. Second to fifth, I think that's what 9, 10 points on Abhishek, and he's already
Yeah,
leading. So, and he's only going to bleed what 4 points to Sid, and Sid is I think like
and yes,
60 points
Smith
behind him
has
right
a
now.
safe. Smith has a fastest lap, and I don't think that is gonna be challenged.
I mean,
Could be
we don't know.
challenged in
It
the
might
last
be
lap.
beaten, Suresh, because everyone's just gonna burn the battery at the end
Yeah.
now. So, I mean, but then again, everyone's gonna be fighting. So, safety car is in this lap. Fourth
Quite an
safety
early
car
call.
restart for Sid. Sixth one of the race. Let's go.
So yeah, that is now battery is already
Shadow,
on
there are
for
still
Captain Sandhu.
Shadow. I think you of all people should know that you shouldn't call the result 2 laps till the end, from 2 laps from the end. For context, see the
Yeah,
other
look
league
at
race on
this.
Wednesday.
Look at Captain
But here we
Sandhu's
go.
battery is
Was
already on. He
yeah,
just waits for it. But
and he
looks
goes.
like Venkatesh, Sid Venkatesh had a good start, and
Yeah,
I think that
and he
is
goes,
done.
and they can't do anything now, even on this straight. Now he can drive sector 1 pretty much at his own pace here, because you can't do much, but Sandhu is really close. Goes down the
Oh,
inside.
oh no! Sandhu.
I think that was really searching for a gap that wasn't there. And now, from all of that gain that we were talking about, Captain Sandhu, he has
I
lost
said
out
we.
big time.
Who is gaining on Captain Sandhu?
But look, Smith Shaw's now up with him, all the way here. And I will just pull up the points table that was updated from Silverstone, I believe, from Jeddah, and just check. Because I know where Smith finished in the last race. Smith's like not that far behind Sid in the championship. I think he's actually really close to him or ahead of him in the championship actually. No, he is really close to him in the championship, like 20 points. So this does kind of matter. Um, but yeah, I think that should be that. But do you think he should have gone for that move, Suraj? Captain
No, it
Sandhu.
was.
I
I
think
mean,
as
it
a,
was a
I think as
desperate
a,
move.
I think as a racing
Oh,
driver,
Smith is
but
making a
Smith,
move
what are
on Sid
they?
Venkatesh.
Sid, in all fairness, he's giving him room. He's giving him room. He goes around the inside. He's hit that curve, and he now loses P2 because of that.
Oh, then that's
But
gonna
as I was
gonna go to
saying,
stewards right
but
now.
I don't think that's anything. I mean, I'm a commentator, but I think that was pretty fair racing right there. I don't really think he
Yeah.
did much. But as I was saying, Smith can go for that move because he doesn't have to think about the championship as Malav gets overtaken by
Yeah,
SSN.
but Shrikant is making a move on Sid, and Sid is clearly struggling with those set of tires.
Yeah, but they
Smith,
can't they can't do anything. As long as Sid holds the racing line, they can't do
yeah,
anything.
I think it is gonna come down on maybe
130
on the
hours,
hairpin or
the
130 hour or
last,
maybe final few corners.
and we don't know what's when as Spandan's DNF that gives Captain Sandhu that 1 point that he desperately needs. As Abhishek has overtaken Smith, Abhishek has spun.
So what's happening now? All the championship contenders or the leaders.
And look, SSN is right behind, and SSN he could do a big favor to his teammate. Malav, Malav, and what's
Oh,
happened to
Malav is
Malav?
facing a
What
different
a
way and
move!
no wing. But as we speak, Shrikant, who is 3/10 off, takes a
Yeah.
spoon, deploys all the battery he could. So does Sid Venkatesh, who has
So,
plethora of battery left.
to explain that confusion, Abhishek was fifth. He spun and now he's eighth. What did these two do, Captain Sandhu and Raman? These captains can't afford to get dragged into these battles.
And Shrikant
And but
and
now Shrikant, will he try something? Last corner. Off the acceleration. I don't think so, and I think that
oh,
will be that.
beautiful
Sid
car position.
Venkatesh
Sid
wins
Venkatesh,
the
get in
Japanese
there,
Grand
get
Prix.
in there,
What a
buddy.
driver!
And what a drive. What a drive. And kudos to Shrikant Das. He did some. And think we wanted a driver of the day. There goes the name.
Yeah, Malav.
Oh, my love. But yeah, what a race and the podium winners and also Oxidized Rage finishing P4. He started what like P19.
Yeah, he
So
did. I
that's
know. I think he started
P4,
dead
P5.
last. I think he
Dead
started
last.
dead
So
last.
yeah.
Wow.
Big shades.
What could have been? What could have been? But that was
This.
definitely something that was filled with
Oh,
entertainment. Sid Venkatesh needed the result. He gets the result. And he is right back in it, I think, now, in terms of the championship.
he is. He is. I think
And one
it's.
thing you'll have to consider the experience of Sid really playing out there because he never put a foot wrong. He didn't get faced. He didn't go for rash moves right at the end of the race when it looked like he could. And you wouldn't fault him for making a mistake there because he was on such one tires at the end. But yeah, the only warning he got for corner cutting was on the second last lap. Even with those old tires, he was sticking the car on track. But yeah, that will be that for this race. Before everything goes to the stewards. But yeah, Sid Venkatesh, your winner, pending stewards inquiry. Shrikant Das in P2, Smith Shah P3, SSN P4, Oxidized Rage in P5, Abhishek 6th, Kalyan Verma 7th, Thakur 8th, Abdul Samad 9th, Captain Sandhu 10th, Harsh 11th, Vintage Player last of the point scorers, Raman in 13th, You Can Beat Me in 14th, Viper Speed 15th, Spandan 16th, Abhi 17th, Rev King 18th, Mosquito 19th, and Ace 20th, rounding off the grid, and 17th to 20th, all DNF in this race.
Yeah,
Mamma mia.
and can you go ahead and invite Shrikant? Because I don't have him in my friend list. So uh,
Yeah, I
looks
will.
a bit of
I will.
digging.
Yeah,
But yeah, what a race.
yeah, that
And
was
we're talking
something.
about no overtakes, but then the safety car restarts are the hero of the day.
Yeah.
Or the heroes of the day, not even the hero, the heroes of the day.
They definitely are something. Uh, but yeah, I did not think, especially when people at the last two laps were getting that close to him, that Sid Venkatesh would be able to hang on. Especially to the last hairpin, I definitely thought he was going to get overtaken um, on the second last lap. But that was brilliant defending on Smith Shah, who has joined us now. Um, yeah, let me just go to the virtual showroom and show off the great, glorious, venerable Alpha Tauri in all its bling. Uh, yeah, Sid, join the party chat with Arav Wadhwa. I think people did you proud right there with those driving standards. So you should be happy. Um, but yeah, Smith, you there?
Yep, perfect. What's up?
Yep. Okay. I guess the other two haven't come yet, but I mean you're P3 anyway, so let's just start the podium interview. I think I don't know what your feeling for that race was. I think you would have wanted more laps to be at racing speed, considering the racing speed that you did have. But I think a podium's not too bad of a haul from that wild race.
Absolutely not. I mean, honestly, I'm happy with whatever I drove today. I know I kept it clean. So yeah, I am happy with the race. I did not expect wet races. I was like really scared, honestly, because I know I lose traction a lot even in dry race. In wet race, I was like, okay, I should just probably retire at the pits. but but yeah,
Yeah.
it was good race by Sid and Sandhu. Unfortunate for Sandhu, I think they were caught in a moment and he spun. I think it a penultimate lap or something. So yeah.
We
Yeah.
all know about penultimate lap speed. Before I pass it to Suraj, Smith, you have Arav Wadhwa in our comment section saying full fluke on that result. Do you have any comments to him?
Full look on that result for whom is the biggest question.
मेरे को बोल
That
रहा है
was
वो
that was Arav Wadhwa on the chat right there. So do
On
you have any?
for you, Smith. I'm not sure why will he say that when he is a
Absolutely.
fluke himself, but talking
Hey yo.
about racing, run us through about your battle with Sid. That final two corners. I mean, there you did try to make an attempt on Sid. I think Sid gave you enough space, and Sid came back to you. But yeah, eventually Sid had a better line. So, what were your thoughts on that particular battle?
Yeah, I knew that that is one of the corners where you can stick a move down the inside, and if the player concedes, which of course Sid, I didn't expect him to concede, then you kind of get the move done. So yeah, he was on old tires. He's not pitted, so great strat by Sid over there. I mean, hats off to that. And that is one of the reasons why he was slow towards the end and tried to make a move, but instead lost a position there. But that's fine. Congrats, Sid, on that.
स्मिथ
I mean, yeah, great result, Smith. I think were you expecting podium at the start of the
Not
race?
at all. Not at all. Like I said, it was a wet race, and I immediately told Malav that the race is done for me. But in quali, surprisingly, I was doing well, and that kind of built the confidence. So yeah,
Right, and
Yeah, indeed.
congratulations again on P3, Smith. So, for Shrikant, I mean, what a race! What a race, buddy. Again, question, were you expecting P2? And also just run us through how did you manage to get P2? How was your race throughout? You had some few battles. You did try to make some attempts on the guys ahead, the faster guys. So run us through. I mean, that was well deserved, I would say, Shrikant, and I think can vouch for Vifix also. You were our driver of the day. Fantastic race. So, Vifix, any question for Shrikant?
I mean, I think he said it best. I think in Jeddah he lost he podium place in the same circumstances that others near him lost their podium places today, getting involved in incidents on the last laps. So I think that must have felt good for you, rewarding that the same thing that you got that is getting you a podium now. So I mean, there's some poetic justice in there or something like that. But yeah, great job, great drive to keep it in the rain, and yeah, you should be proud of that. Yeah.
And coming to the man of the hour, Sid Venkatesh. What
Let's
a
go.
race!
Let's go.
What a
Let's
race!
go.
What a strategy! And everything that was thrown on you, you just had some answers to it. Be it a safety car restart, be it Captain Sandhu. Obviously, there was something that we would want to talk about the turn one incident, turn one to turn two incident between you and Captain Sandhu.
Mm-hmm.
But run us through what was going where you on your end when you thought, and at what point of the race did you think that I'm not gonna pit anymore this race?
Congrats first to Smith and Srikandas. Man, finally I got my first win on track. To start off my race
Was it
was
was it was it a cheeky direction to some certain 6810?
no. My previous session was in the steward's room. Yeah, but I mean, I had a decent start to be honest, and then I had Hershey overtake me, and started losing out. And some reason I had an incident with one of the, I think the Aston Martins, and I don't know what happened, but we collided and I had spun out.
Yeah, it was Hershey.
No, it was the other Aston Martin.
Yeah,
Six eight one zero.
Yes,
All right.
absolutely. Yeah, so so after that I decided the only way I could win this was a safety car because till then there was no safety cars. And something I don't know what happened, but the safety car came up and assassin had pit. So we would probably stack, I thought, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't. And I thought I maintained race position instead. So I made a choice of staying out from I think lap 12 or 13 or 14, whatever that was. I don't know, it's much earlier also. And after that, from then I decided I'm not going to pit because I just saw my MFD and it said only some hardly 20 odd percent of wear. So that's when we decided, and assistant said it is possible to go on. And oxidizer rate said the same thing. So I said, okay, let's go.
Yeah, and again, Captain Sandhu and you. You think Captain Sandhu was a little too eager to make a move and turn two? Uh,
Uh, yes,
and was it enough space given to Captain Sandhu?
I was just holding my line. I wasn't even moving anywhere. And obviously, I had to. I was seeing him. I noticed that he was trying to make a move on the inside of turn two. So at that tap, I just made sure that I didn't gain the point to go, but somehow we had contacted. We had contact, and he's fine. It wasn't something like I closed the door or something. I was just sticking out right there, and I had worn out tires, so I wasn't to go out wide. I would have lost. I would have definitely lost position then. But
Very.
he kept me on the edge of my seat for sure.
Yeah, very well indeed. So, once again, congratulations on getting your first race win on track and beautiful race driven, Sid, and hopefully for many wins to come in this season. But what that win has done is has put you back into the
Contention,
likes of champion getting or being a champion along with Captain Sandhu and
Under
Abhishek. So
I
six
mean,
more races to go.
we don't know Suraj because the table has just not been updated. So like,
I mean, yeah, I think
yeah,
the
it could be
umpteenth
like
time
updated like
said,
eight races later. But yeah,
umpteenth time Vifix has reminded us that the points table
yeah,
has not been updated. So another certain 1-0 needs to go and
yeah.
take a note of it. But once again, congratulations, Sid Venkatesh.
thanks,
Well
Suraj.
deserved and For many more wins to come, all the best.
Thanks so much. Smith,
Yeah.
a great drive, man. Very clean that was. I mean, unfortunately, they had to do that because I had no space here to on the exit. Great drive by Sukandas.
I will. The only thing I'll say to about Sid is I've never seen him defend as hard as I saw him defend against Micha right at the end of that race right there. And yeah,
Yeah,
it was a definite bold, very bold strategy call. I mean, the safety cars, plural and multiple, were helping you.
And
Um,
yeah, it did.
exponential.
It did.
yeah, I
I
mean
mean,
that is.
and thankfully I got the restarts right. Every single safety car restart, I got it absolutely right. I mean, I didn't let the guy behind stick too close to me. So,
Yeah.
thank God.
For you IRL trivia buffs right there, I think after lap 14 we had
Mm-hmm.
three. I think we had 4 laps of racing, and and two of those laps are the laps where it's mandatory that the safety car doesn't come out in the
Come
game's
out here.
code. So yeah, that's just yeah, that will be that. But yeah, congratulations to Smith, Shrikant, and Sid. Uh, good commentary once again provided by the legend Sen7 Suraj B. Thank you for co-commentating with me today. And I'm pretty sure that Vicky thought you were Jin this whole time. So yeah, that says a lot about that. But yeah, that's that
Yeah, I
that
think.
will that will be that on that note. Um, yeah, ban Malav Masi, and yeah, we'll see you tomorrow for at the same time for the sprint for the D1 race. No sprint, just normal. Thankfully. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.
Thanks,
Good
boys.
night.